What is up, members? We are doing the book club review, and by book club I mean movie club review of Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. Yes, I am in a hotel room. Yes, this is a very bad camera angle of me, and I need to sort this out on my beard. I should have really lifted this higher. But so, I've just watched the movie, and also, as always, heavy spoilers for both the movie and Frankenstein the book. So, pause now, go watch the movie, come back, we'll talk about it. But, so, what are we talking about? The movie. So, okay, so, this is a Guillermo del Toro movie, and the movie in itself is a great movie. It is a very good film. It's a del Toro movie. It's a good movie. It is well made, beautifully cinematically shot, well written, to be honest, and very well acted. I don't know who plays the creature. He's on this side. I don't know who plays the creature, but he is spectacular. Oscar Isaac is also very good, to be honest. Everyone is good in this film. I have a few qualms with it, and it's more so to do with the accuracy of the book to Frankenstein and also the portrayal of some of the characters. And also, so I will note, I've not reread Frankenstein for this video, but I studied Frankenstein very, very meticulously at A-level, and also my A-level English teacher literally did his PhD on Frankenstein. So I basically went off and read his thesis and used that for my English A-level. I will try and link the thesis I'll try and put a photo of it and link it down below if I can find it. I can't remember his name, but I kind of remember the topic of the thesis, so I will see if I can find that. But okay, let's get into the comparisons to the book, because I think that's what's most important, and then I'll just end off with my overall thoughts on the film. So, what I did like is that okay, so this is slightly basing off of my old English teacher's thesis, but his thesis was about the circles of narrative of Frankenstein and how believable it is, because Frankenstein in the books the story of it is a letter written to someone's sister, the ship captain's sister, based off of his understanding of Frankenstein's diaries and also interactions with Frankenstein, and also the recollections of the creature. So there are circles of narrative and circles that go in. And so they kind of had this. So it wasn't the captain writing the letters to his sister. It was Frankenstein narrating to the captain, which the captain writes about in his letters. So basically they just took out one circle of the narrative structure, which when you're doing a movie makes sense. It's more engaging that you're in there with them, so that's fine. So I didn't mind that change. There's two changes that I think I'm a bit unsure about, and it's to do with the two characters either side of me. It's flipped. Frankenstein is Victor. Let's call him Victor. Victor is portrayed, I think, as too hot, too sexy, too suave. Frankenstein is often he is obsessive. Del Toro very much leans into like the Oedipus complex he has for his mother. But he is too hot. He is too sexy. He is too suave. He is too cool in this movie, for my liking. Victor is obsessive. He's obsessive in this movie, but in the book, he comes across as obsessive as it consumes him completely. Obviously, he does have his love for Elizabeth, but that's part of what consumes him entirely. And him being so cool and suave and sexy, and he's smart, obviously, but that cool, hot, smart guy, it just takes away from that. His obsession isn't as believable, because it doesn't completely, because in the book he's literally digging graves, and in the movie he does obviously go to the gallows and picks out the person, and then he goes to the battlefield and picks out dead bodies. But in the book, he is literally so consumed, he goes and digs the graves, he goes and finds the gravekeepers. There are sections of the book which are all about him being completely, like, the idea of reanimation kind of consumes him entirely. And you see him being so cool and suave, presenting his reanimation idea, and it just feels too tech billionaire. And that's that's a icky thing still, but it's not Frankenstein. Frankenstein was never like Tony Stark. And look, you've got Oscar Isaac, like an extremely good-looking man playing Frankenstein. And you're going to want to and I'm sure Netflix will Guillermo, make him sexy. So I don't know. I wasn't a fan of that aspect of him. And also I think they made him a little bit too sympathetic. I think he's a right piece of shit in this. But they did cut out one part of the book which I felt really drilled home how, obsessive and actually consumed by guilt Victor is, and consumed by hatred. And that kind of does take away from Victor's character. He very quickly becomes a sympathetic character, a character that, kind of, I feel bad for him. Obviously, you're not, the stuff with his mother, they actually extrapolate on that as well. I mean, the whole Oedipus stone thing, Del Toro definitely drills that home. But yeah, I wasn't super convinced by Victor compared to the book. But obviously, you kind of get the vibe that this isn't meant to be a super faithful adaptation. So, it's a different character. I will get into the faithfulness of the adaptation more later. The other thing about the creature, I wasn't a fan of. One, they refer to him as monster once, and I don't like that. He's never referred to as a monster, even by Victor in the books. Don't like that. Because he's not a monster. Maybe he's a creature, a beast. That feels more natural, which is like that juxtaposition. But they took away some of the viciousness from the creature, which made him more complex. And you kind of see it. So, again, spoilers for the book. Two things happen. One, they still have the scene with the family and the blind man, the section with the family and the blind man, and that's one of my favorite parts of the book. I absolutely love that. It is such a well written piece, and all about kind of nature versus nurture, and really humanizing and making you sympathize with the creature. But in the end of that, he does kill them. He does burn the place down after being ostracized. I'm not 100% sure, and I'll fact check myself, but I'm pretty sure he kills the old man too, which really shows the harms of being ostracized, the harms of the perpetuation of violence. But we don't really see that in this because they cut that out. Yes, he rips a guy's jaw off, but that's one act, and it's him in the moment. It's not him. It's not calculated. It's just in the moment. He's like, I'm angry, I'm sad, I'm consumed by these feelings, and he rips the jaw out. And two, I'm fairly certain the creature kills Elizabeth. and it is in retribution for something that Victor does in the book that they cut out, which I think again it harms the development of both these characters. And I get it, it's already 2.5 hour movie, so you're getting another scene with the two of them. Maybe they were like, okay, for the runtime we can't have this. And I think, again, it's not a super faithful adaptation, so it doesn't have to follow the book completely, but I'm fairly certain the creature kills Elizabeth. It's also implied he does something else to her, or at least in the stage adaptation, it's implied he does something else to her and then kills her. But regardless, the creature kills her in recompense for Victor killing the companion he makes for her. He agrees to make a companion for the creature, and then he is like, I can't do this again. He still doesn't understand the nature of the creature in the book, and so he's like, I can't do it again. I can't allow this to happen again, and then kills the female companion he makes for the creature. And then it's kind of like an eye for like biblical retribution that the creature then kills Elizabeth for this, and this is what spurs Victor into thinking what he's done is wrong. And taking out that vicious side, like they portrayed it in like him fighting and throwing people, and he kills Will, but again that's accidental. He kills Frankenstein's brother accidentally. He hits him away, he hits his head and dies, and then the brother says, Victor, you're the real monster, and I'm like, that's very on the nose. Also, there were parts of this that were very on the nose, but I think for the modern cinema audience, and by cinema, the streaming audience, they tell them you have to tell, don't show, unfortunately, in movies nowadays, because people are on their phones. So they show his viciousness through that. They show his viciousness in like him kind of torturing Victor, but physically in the books it feels a little bit more like psychological torture. But he like physically torture. But again, they only show it twice. He like physically beats the shit out of Victor. So it was a good movie. It was a compelling movie. It was a good movie. It was as a movie itself, really great. Again, it's Guillermo del Toro as well. It is gorgeous. It is beautiful. The writing is good as well. The dialogue, again, like I said, there is some dialogue where it's like, Victor, you're the monster. And it's like, you didn't need him to say that. There was another thing earlier on, but I can't remember. It was a bit on the nose. I like that they gave Elizabeth more of a character, a role. Like Elizabeth meets the creature and they have like a touching conversation, like touching moments throughout. I'm pretty sure they do have like a nice moment in the book, but then Victor comes and ruins it, and then the creature kills her. But in the movie, Elizabeth plays more of a role and kind of reinforces that, hey, if you nurture this thing, treat it nicely, maybe it would be good, maybe if humans are treated well, they become good humans, perhaps. I don't know. Or at least it helps. So, overall, I think the movie in itself is a great movie. Very well written, very well acted, very well directed. I can see this winning many awards, particularly for cinematography, character design, set design in particular. Best director, maybe. It's a beautiful film. It's fantastic. If you've not watched any other Guillermo del Toro movies, I really recommend you go off and watch them. Pan's Labyrinth is fantastic. But as a Frankenstein adaptation, it's certainly not faithful. And I really didn't see any marketing for this. I just saw a poster on Netflix. So maybe it was never meant to be super faithful. I guess I did watch the trailer, and instantly, like, you're seeing Elizabeth involved, you're seeing Victor being a little bit more sexy. I'm like, okay, this isn't the one-to-one adaptation of the movie. So Yeah, I think great movie. But it's Del Toro. He basically can't go wrong. It's a great film. Oscar. I don't know which way I'm pointing. Oscar Isaac is sexy as hell. The creature looks good. But if you are someone who absolutely loves the book, you might not like this movie. And also, I don't know if this movie is a good segue into the book, because it does veer off a lot. Again, it's a movie, you probably had to cut out a lot of stuff, but it doesn't feel super faithful, but not in a bad way. It's not because it does hit the thing. Like the ending is just as beautiful as it is in the book, and the ending, I think, really, maybe some of the development that would have happened throughout other parts of the book all comes to a head very quickly at the end. But I do think it's a good movie. And also they addressed other themes like war, conflict was touched on a lot more, especially through Elizabeth. She felt a little bit more like the left-wing character you would find in this kind of movie. And obviously with Del Toro's politics as well. So overall, I think it's a great movie. As a Frankenstein adaptation, I wouldn't go to someone who is like the biggest Frankenstein fan as a book and be like, you should watch this movie, guy. You will love this movie. They might not love it, but it's still a very good movie. So again, hopefully you have already watched it before watching this. But if not, go off and watch it. Maybe forget what I've said and go off and watch it, because it's a very, very good movie. But yeah, that's the film club review. Let me know what you guys thought about Frankenstein down below. I thought it was a good movie. I'll drop an announcement for the book movie. I keep saying book, for the movie for December soon. I'll try and find something Christmassy. If I can read something Christmassy that's been adaptationed, I'll do that. Maybe I'll read The Hogfather. I've not meant to be buying more books though. We'll see. I'll get back to you guys in about 2 weeks. But yeah, thank you guys. And I hope you enjoyed Frankenstein. See you soon.